Everyone, welcome back to the Taekook one shot. This is going to be a bit emotional and sad but happy ending. I hope you will love it. Taehyung was running away from Jungkook. He didn't care that there was a storm happening. He wanted to be alone, harshly wiping off his tears as he couldn't quite see the street clearly. Taehyung was almost home when he suddenly felt a pain in his chest. It was their third year anniversary. They would uh, always agree to meet up at their usual restaurant and have a nice romantic dinner, but it was different today, and it wouldn't be one of their pleasant memories. Jungkook worked as a publishing firm. He likes books, so he pursue a job that he would love. Jimin was a new employee as their firm, and Jungkook immediately befriended him. On the day of their anniversary, Jungkook completely forgot about it and even went to the restaurant with Jimin instead of Taehyung. Taehyung arrives at the restaurant with a ring on his hand and flower. He was ready to propose Jungkook. He wanted to get married to Jungkook now. Taehyung was thinking about what to say up until he reached the entrance of the restaurant. Taehyung could see Jungkook laughing away with some guy, not a care in the world. Through the window, Jungkook noticed Taehyung's presence, a soaking wet, familiar figure of Taehyung just standing outside the restaurant on the verge of crying. As soon as Jungkook stood up, Taehyung threw the flowers on the ground and ran fast as he could. Taehyung reached their home but suddenly fainted upon reaching their door. Jungkook got out of his car hurriedly. Taehyung, wake up. Oh my god, what happened to you, baby? Wake up. Just wake up, love. Taehyung cried, carried Taehyung and rushed him to hospital. Thank you and God, Mr. Jian, because it was too close, the doctor said to Jungkook. After 2 hours spending in ICU room, the doctor said it was critical. Had it been that Jungkook would have arrived a minute later, Taehyung would have been announced. A faint heartbeat can be shown in the heart monitor at Taehyung's room. Jungkook was holding his boyfriend's hand when he felt a tap on his shoulder. Are you Mr. Jian Jungkook? Jungkook nodded. He couldn't speak after everything that had happened. It appears to be that Mr. Kim Taehyung experienced that cardiopathy, commonly known as broken heart syndrome. Mr. Kim was on the verge of heart failure, but luckily you rushed him here on time. He will be back to the normal by next month, as we still needed to monitor the strength of his arteries as it may happen again. As of now, he is still sedated and might wake up tomorrow. You may rest now, Mr. Jian. Jungkook thanked the doctor and went back next to Taehyung's side. Taehyung had different tubes connected to his body, a familiar one that is used as he was too weak to breathe on his own. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my Taehyungi. It wasn't that you thought it was. I know I am so bad and at fault here, but you shouldn't have done this to yourself. Jungkook said while stroking Taehyung's head lightly, tears dripping down on his face. I don't like him that way. I only love you. Please wake up now. I miss you, baby. Jungkook was leaning on Taehyung's chest, trying to listen to his baby's heartbeat. It was a faint pattern, and Jungkook continued crying until he fell asleep on Taehyung's side. Taehyung woke up in the middle of night, a couple of tubes connected to his hand and chest, a heart monitor, and the call on remote, and his boyfriend sleeping on top of him. Taehyung couldn't speak. He tried waking Jungkook up as Taehyung was too weak for lifting his arms up, but no words come out of his mouth. Taehyung was still traumatized from what happened and was thinking what might have been if he had proposed to Jungkook. Jungkook eventually woke up and saw Taehyung staring at the ring box on the desk. Tete, are you okay? Are you hurt? Can I get you anything? I'm sorry. Jungkook kept sweeping out his words, but Taehyung couldn't reply. Taehyung could make nonsensical sounds and stared at Jungkook like a child asking for help. Jungkook noticed Taehyung was struggling to talk, so he rapidly pressed the button for the on-call nurse. No one could medically figure out why Taehyung couldn't talk, but physiologically the doctor might thought that it had something to do with the Taehyung's traumatic experience. A month has passed and Taehyung can go home. He still hadn't talked to Jungkook or anybody, but can communicate through writing his words on paper or texting. Taehyung only wrote things that he would need it at the time, like water or a new blanket. He didn't want to talk about what Jungkook was doing with Jimin, and Jungkook didn't force him. He was guilty for making his baby suffer like this and was there to help Taehyung in any way. We are home, tada! Jungkook tried to living up the mood of his love, but it was no use. His cheerful, bubbly Taehyung was gone. Jungkook had gotten a new Taehyung, a cold, quiet one, and Jungkook didn't like that. He missed his baby. Taehyung was busy watching videos on his laptop while being in his bed. He moved to their spare room and avoided Jungkook at all cost. Jungkook, on the other hand, kept trying to make it up to Taehyung as Jungkook was persisting that his old cub was still in there somewhere. Tete, food is ready, Jungkook shouted as he was done cooking their dinner. They would always eat together no matter how much busy they would get, but Taehyung bowed and took his plate and cup, moved to the living room and ate at the coffee table. Jungkook didn't give up. He took his things as well and sat beside Taehyung, who was eating little by little. Tete, I'm really sorry. You had seen that. I didn't like Jimin. He is just one of my best friends. I'm so sorry for forgetting our anniversary and spending it with someone else. I was supposed to be with you. I was supposed to be your fiance that day, but I blew it. Please talk to me. I can't bear this silence anymore. It's killing me, love. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm really am. I miss your voice, baby. I miss your laugh. Miss the real you. I love you, Tete. I promise not to hurt you again like this. Please come back, my Taehyungi. I love you. Something happened in Taehyung when he heard Jungkook say that confession. He knew that what Jungkook said was true. As Jungkook couldn't lie, Taehyung would notice it if Jungkook would lie to him, as he would act all awkward and jittery. But this Jungkook was serious. I love you too, Jungkook. The first word Taehyung has said since last month. Taehyung was eating at the time, so he was just staring at the food when he said that. Jungkook was shocked. He immediately hugged Taehyung and cried. Forgetting anniversary and being with a best friend is not a big deal, and I shouldn't have acted like that. But Jungkook, you are all I have, and I can't even think about losing you. It was too hard for me to see you with someone else. Taehyung said, "You can talk now. I love you, Tete." Jungkook said while crying. He had missed his club and praying for the date he could hear Taehyung's sweet angel voice again. I love you too. Taehyung's voice and had changed from a strong and loud one to spoke softer and quieter. Now he couldn't speak louder for some reason, but Jungkook was fine with it as long as he could hear Taehyung. This is for you, Taehyung said, and while handing the ring to Jungkook, Jungkook was confused. This was Taehyung's proposal ring, but he handed it like it was just another ring. Isn't this supposed to be our engagement ring? We didn't get engaged that day, didn't we? Taehyung asked. Why are you giving me this then? Jungkook was shocked. Because it's still yours and I want you to have it, Taehyung replied. Why can't you just give it me when you are gonna propose me again? Jungkook asked, getting nervous. Taehyung went silent for a moment. He wanted to propose to Jungkook again but was still scared from what happened. What makes you so sure that I would want to propose you again? I'm still traumatized from what had happened to me that day. I didn't want to stop talking again, Jungkook. Taehyung said and tears on his eyes. What if I propose you? Taehyung nodded, looked at Jungkook, eyes filled with desperation, and nodded. That's an idea. Jungkook stood up, knelt down on his one knee, and asked Taehyung the big question. Well then, I knew we had our ups and downs, this one being the biggest down yet, but I still want to spend the rest of my life with you. I can't forgive myself for hurting you that day, but I'm sure that it wouldn't happen again. I love you, Taehyung. Jungkook opened the ring box and asked, will you marry me? For the first time ever, Taehyung smiled. It was so long ever since Jungkook had seen Taehyung this happy. Boxy smile, showing teeth, happy tears rolling down his face. Taehyung nodded and immediately hugged Jungkook. Of course I will, you loser. Jungkook was happy that he got his old Taehyung back and that they were engaged now. They hugged, leaving no space between them, and kissed. It was their first kiss as fiancés, and it felt magical. I would rather hear you telling me how much of a loser I am than not hearing you talk, Taehyung. Jungkook said, looking at his lover or two newly fiancés. Shut up, Taehyung giggled. Jungkook, something is wrong, Tae said. What? Jungkook asked. Taehyung took his hand and placed it in his chest. They felt an excruciating pain on his left side and almost fainted. Jungkook rushed Taehyung to hospital and was revealed by the result. It appears to me that Mr. Kim Taehyung had an anxiety attack which can be caused by sudden emotions. It's nothing serious. You can go home now. Jungkook thanked the doctors and signed the paperwork. He carried Taehyung's face, telling him that everything is okay. Taehyung smiled. He wrapped his arm and legs around Jungkook. Jungkook carried him in their car, placed him on the passenger seat, and took him home. The doctor gave you new medicine, love. I'll put it in the pill cabinet. Jungkook said, thank you. I will go rest now. Taehyung lied down and waited for Jungkook. He shouted his name, but it was too soft to be counted as one. But Jungkook heard it. Jungkook, let's sleep. Hold on, I'm coming, baby. Taehyung giggled. Taehyung's green-minded, so he teases Jungkook in hope that he to get what Taehyung thought of. I just screamed your name, love. Calm down. Taehyung teases Jungkook. Shut up, Taehyung. I will smack your bump. Jungkook huffed. Taehyung kept giggling until Jungkook entered their room. He had a teasing smirk on his face and Jungkook noticed this. Jungkook laid down beside Taehyung. Luke took the blanket and wrapped Taehyung. He swallowed Taehyung and carried him like a mother that would carry a baby. Help, Taehyung said softly, which made Jungkook laugh. You are too cute. You know that, right? Jungkook asked. No, Taehyung replied with a naughty look. Yes, you are. You are the most beautiful person for me, Taehyungi, baby. Now Jungkook teased his baby. Shut up, Cookie. Taehyung was blushing. Are you comfortable? Jungkook asked while rubbing Taehyung's head. I'm honestly very sleepy. This is so comfy. Taehyung said, go to sleep. I will be here. Taehyung smiled, closed his eyes. He felt a kiss for a kiss and he asked for a kiss and Jungkook gladly gave. They couldn't believe everything that happened but were relieved when it got under their control. Now they just have to worry about their wedding, which will be happening next year. But for now, for the meantime, Jungkook have to take care of his baby Taehyung for as long as he wants to. The end. So everyone, how was it? Don't forget to tell me in the comment section. And summer is really killing me. It's too hot, and also I hope you will all take care of yourself and be hydrated. Drink a lot of water. Take care of yourself. Okay. I'll see you with another Taekook one shot tomorrow, 9:15 p.m. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye. Bye.